All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great milestone who do rule well. Salutation to the man of the whole France and say, like, this is your brother Marcus out in trend. I just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. And the name of this lesson would be another look at Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. All right, and I'm going to get straight into it. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. And, beginning with the apostles, we know that, through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, that the mark of the beast, all right, goes back to the RFID system, all right, the RFID C-hip, which gonna be implanted under your skin. As the scripture says, you're not gonna be able to buy or sell, all right, which basically gonna be stemming from this cashless society, this cashless system that, that in the making, all right, that they basically gonna do away with tangible money and everything gonna be digital. All right, with tangible money it is hard to control tangible money, but with digital money it is easy to control. It is easy to to control the supply. Give how much you want, take away, just like they showed you in this movie with Justin Timberlake, Timeless. All right, guess what? They could control how much money they put on your banking system. They could totally confiscate all your money, totally lock you out of the system, and you can't do no form of transaction. All right, that is the total control that they're looking for. All right, but the real purpose for this lesson, that is why I said, another look at it. I want to look at it from the direction of from the Latin Vulgate. All right, I believe the Latin Vulgate would have been translated by Saint Jerome. All right, and when you go down to Vulgate here, VUL, the word that I want to pay attention to is this word here, character. All right, character. Okay, and as we could see here in the Latin Vulgate, we can't read nothing there in the Latin Vulgate, but the word character, as you will see, all right, so I was led by the Spirit to the Latin Vulgate, all right, on Google, and here you could see you have the New Testament. You also have the Old Testament and some books of the Apocrypha. All right, here you have to the bottom, the very bottom, you have the book of Maccabees. You have you have Baruch, you have Ecclesiasticus. All right, I believe you have First Ezra. So you have some of the books of the Apocrypha. All right, and where they give you the Latin and the English. All right, so we're in Revelation, which is Apocalypsis Ionis. All right, chapter 13, Apocalypse of John, or Revelation as we know it. All right, so we're going down to verse 16. And when you go to verse 16, you see the same thing here. It says, Habiri character, okay? In dexteria. Dexteria goes back to your hand, right? Like you say somebody ambidextrous, basically dex goes back to your hand, all right? So it says in the English, it says, and he shall make all, both little and great, rich and poor, freeman and bondman, to have a character in their right hand or their forehead. And we know, going back into the scriptures, it says receive a mark. All right, now when you go back to Revelation chapter 16 and you go to that word mark, all right, the word mark here is charagma, which says a stamp, an imprint, mark, a mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist, the mark branded upon horses, things carved, sculptured, graven work, all right, of idolatrous images. And the etymology of the word here is karax.
Strong's G 5482, Charax. Charax.
All right. So it says a pale or stake, a palisade. All right. So basically a stake. All right. So when you look into the Latin Vulgate, it does not say mark, it says character. All right. So now we want to look up the word character. All right, and you'll see the reason why I'm doing this lesson. All right, so we have characteristic here and we have character. So you read character first and then I might read characteristic. So we have character here. It says mid 14th century, character, symbol, mark, or branding upon the body. All right, branded upon the body, mid 15th century, symbol or drawing used in sorcery. It says alphabetic letter, graphic, symbol, standing or sound or syllable. It says from mid-French, character, feature, character. All right, it says from Greek, character, engraved mark. So when he said there was a character on them, it means a grave mark, because originally that's what the word character meant. It meant an engraved mark. It says symbol or imprint on the soul, properly instrument of marking. From karasian, to engrave. From karax, pointed stake. And we just read that. All right, we just read that. Karax, all right, a pale or stake. So basically, it's not like the Latin Vulgate went off. This word character, it actually, and you would see from the lesson how in depth the scriptures is, all right, by looking into words. All right, it says an engraved mark, a symbol or imprint on the soul, properly instrument of marking. From karasin, to engrave. From karax, pointed stake. A word of uncertain etymology, which Beeke considers most probably pre-Greek. All right, it says the meaning of Greek character was extended in Hellenistic time by metaphor to a defining quality, individual feature. All right, it says what? A defining quality, individual feature. And we look at characteristics. It says what? It says character plus istic. It says Old Greek characteristicos. All right. Earlier in the objectival sense, characteristical. All right. It says what? Distinctive traits. All right. So when you go back here, it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, to receive, and rich and poor, free or bond, to receive a mark, or what? A character, a stamp. All right? But also, character also means a distinguishing mark. All right? Distinctive traits. All right? When you go to, it's said in Greek, here it is. It says some of qualities that define a person or thing and distinguish it from another. All right? Distinguish it from another. All right? So how does this character distinguish? How does it distinguish you from one another? All right? Because without it, you can't buy and sell. But also by receiving it, you are now distinguished from something else. All right? You know, distinguished from the ones that refuse to follow after the system, that refuse to bow down to worship the image of the beast. All right? And by receiving the character, by receiving the mark of the beast, now you actually taking up the literal character of the beast. All right? Let me show you something. When you go in Google, character, it says what? a mental or moral qualities distinctive to an individual. It says it is the distinctive nature of something. It says the quality of being individual in an interesting or unusual way. All right, so this make yourself distinct from the people that don't want to bow down to worship the image, and mainly the elect gonna follow after Yahweh Shemiah Shai. So the Lord gave the elect a mark, the Tawa, which makes them distinct and give them a distinguishing mark different from the people of the world that want to follow the image of the beast. All right. When you, where is it? All right. It says from starting with Greek character, it says stamping tool. All right. It says character is stamping tool is distinctive mark. Yeah, you're receiving a distinctive mark. All right. Aroused token, feature, or trait, early 16th century. It says, and from this a description, especially of the person's qualities, giving rise to distinguishing qualities. All right. So, what are the distinguishing qualities you're receiving by taking the mark of the beast? John 8:44, it says, "Ye are of your father the devil." And the devil here was talking about the Roman Empire. It says, you are of your father the devil. You have the distinguishing traits of your father the devil. It says, and the lust of your father you will do. And it's the same thing they're going to do by receiving the distinguishing mark, the character, the mark of the beast. All right, it says he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. All right. So when you go into compare translations, it says ye are ye of the father the devil, and the desires of your father you want to do. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. All right. The NIV says, you belong to your father, the devil. It says, and you want to carry out your father's desires, which basically is turning you back to the Lord Yahweh Shemiah Shai. All right. All right. Carry out your father's desire. You want to do your father's desires. All right. The BBE says, ye are the children of your father, the evil one, and it is your pleasure to do his desires. All right. So the desire is to do the will of your father. All right. And because you are of your father, the devil, you have what? That distinguishing qualities. That mark, that character that you receive actually gave you distinguishing qualities. Because if you are for Yahweh Shemiah Shai, as the scripture says, you are not of the world. You will not do the things of the world. They are of the world. So therefore, their whole mindset will be conformed to the world. All right? The doctrine of the world, the whole vibe, the whole, characteristic of the world. All right, things that distinguish the beast system you would uphold. You would, if you the beast system upholds, the ABC groups, the rainbow people, you uphold that. You uphold those qualities of the beast. All right, because of that distinguishing mark. That distinguishing mark just shows that you done with whatever your father do. You done with your father's will. You believe in that one world order, that one world system, Novus Ordo Seclorum. You, by taking that character, you saying that, hey, I am done with this system. All right, that is basically what you're saying. You're saying you are done with this system. I want to read on the libellus, right? And the libellus basically was, basically, how to say, back in the ancient Roman times, you needed the libellus to basically to show loyalty and fealty, affiliation with the Roman system. All right. So it says libellus, certificate of sacrifice, testifying that a person during Roman persecutions had offered sacrifice to pagan gods. And who knows, by receiving the mark of the beast, the RFID hip, who knows, there might be a contract that you have to sign, and in the contract might be similar to the libellus, saying that, hey, I give my life, my existence, my being over onto the beast system. Because when you look up the word vote, all right, known, it said mid 15th century, formal expression of one's wish or choice with regard to a proposal. You of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do his will. Candidate, etc. It says from Latin votum, a vow, wish, promise to a god. So when you voting, you're not just voting for you actually making a vow to a god. All right. Solemn pledge, dedication, known use of neuter of voters. It says past participle, vover, to promise, dedicate. All right. So basically, by voting is one of the beast system, by you showing your your dedication to the beast system. All right. You believe in doing gender transplants, you believe in abortions, you believe in in vaccines, you believe in all these things, you actually showing that you are part of the beast system. And to prove, when you go back to the libellus, it says certificate of sacrifice, testifying that a person during the Roman persecution had offered sacrifice unto pagan gods. To prove that you done with the Roman system, the new Roman system, which is Babylon the Great, you go and take this microchip. That is proof that you don't want no dealings with the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, and shows you're distinguished from the men of the Lord, means that you don't want no part of the Lord. You basically took up the image of the beast. All right, the characteristics of the beast. All right. It says the officials were requited to superintend the sacrifices on a fixed day. It says receive in writing a statement from the person and countersigned the testimony in the name of the emperor. Many Christians apostatize, mean they forsook the Lord. And these days coming again. These days coming again. Men gonna choose life over death. It says others bought certificates or had them procured by pagan friends. So they still, like, in these modern times, they might say, you know what, if it wasn't in their hand, just like some people did that. Some people, the certificate to prove that you were vaccinated, some people bought it. I've known people that bought certificates that saying they were vaccinated. That was widespread here in Trinidad. It could have been all over the world. All right. It says there seem to have been wholesale connivance by the officials. It says those who refused to sacrifice were sentenced to prison or even death. A papyrus copied of a libellus dating from AD 250 was discovered at Fayoum, Egypt. It says its first part reads, the commissioner for sacrifice of the village of Alexander's Island from Aurelius Diogenes. It says son of Satubus of basically, I'm gonna reach all that. So basically, you understand where I'm coming from. Basically, the libellus is the modern day. Well, basically, the modern day libellus is the MOTB. All right, the RFID hip. All right, which proves that you don't want no part with the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai. That is you showing your distinguishing mark, showing that you know what, I down with the beast system, just like us. By us showing that our distinctive mark, our distinguishing mark, that we not with the beast system, goes beyond our beard and our fringes, is the whole doctrine. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That is why Ezra said, I testify, basically I rejoice at them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. All right? You standing stiffly for the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is your distinguishing mark, your tower. That though you may be put to death, you're going to be sanctified and risen up in the last end by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and receive life. The others, they're going to receive death. All right? They're going to receive death. This is Proverbs chapter 3 and 31. It says, envy not thou the oppressor and choose none of his ways. The oppressor is Esau, right? And it says, choose none of his ways. All right? Now, let's look it up in the NLT. It says, don't envy the violent people or copy their ways. Don't copy their ways. Don't copy their characteristics, their distinguishing marks. Don't follow after the wicked. All right? Where is it? All right, the NET, it says, do not envy a violent man and do not choose to imitate any of his ways. Don't imitate any of his characteristics. All right? Don't imitate any of his characteristics. All right, Salak. So yeah, so it's don't choose any of his characteristics. All right, and I forgot to look up something here in John. It says John 8, and we go back to 44. It says you have the father, the devil. All right. Let me see. Interlinear. Is it? All right, now here. Let me see John 8:44 and translations. Here it is, the AMP. It says, you are your father's, you are of your father, the devil, and it is your will to practice the desires which are what? Characteristic of your father. So it all goes hand in hand. By you taking the mark of the beast is not just you taking a chip or a stamp in your hand, as the scriptures, because characteristic also goes back to charax, which means a stamp or a stake. But it goes even more than just receiving a stamp or a prick. You actually taking the whole characteristic, the whole, you basically imitating this devil. You forsaken Yahweh Hashem Yahushai by taking up the role of demons, basically. There's the devil and you just the demons. You basically as his followers. All right? So, who's another characteristic of the devil? If you, let's say, who's another characteristic of the devil? Something that the beast system upholds. All right. They show you in movies. They show in this movie like Equilibrium, where everybody was down with wherever the so-called president or lord was saying, and they was done with that system. They were taking pills every day to make sure that they're done with that system. All right. And all of them dress the same. That is what the image and the characteristic of the beast. All right? The characteristic of the beast. And we're not going to take up the characteristic of the beast. We're going to take up the characteristic of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right? Is the final precept here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 49, it says, and as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. All right? We're going to bear the image of the heavenly. We don't want to bear the image of the earthy. The earthy is this wicked man's system. We want to bear the image of Yahushai. All right? It says the NLT, it says, just as we are now like the earthly man, we will someday be like the heavenly man. All right. It says ENV says, as we have borne the image of those made of dust, let's also bear the image of the heavenly. All right. Let's look up the word image here.
Strong's G 1504. Icon. Icon.
It says an image, figure, likeness, characteristic. It says the image of the things heavenly, use of the moral likeness of the renewed men to Yahweh. All right. It says the image of the Son of Yahweh, which is the true, into which the true Christians are transformed into is likeness not only to the heavenly body, but also to the most holy and blessed state of mind. All right. Character says what? Distinguishing qualities. All right. Especially persons' qualities. All right. The Lord gave us that tawa, and that tawa is also our distinguished qualities. All right. Says what? Two, they have a cry, but Yahweh Shai Mashiach, on account of his divine nature and absolute moral excellence. That is our distinguishing mark. Their distinguishing mark is death, our distinguishing mark is life. All right, because we're going to bear the image of the heavenly while they bear the image of the earthly to be destroyed. All right, so with that, I hope it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Want to give double honors to the men, to the apostles, of Great Millstone. All right, salutation to the elders, the men that pushing this with sincerity and in truth. All right, this is your brother Marcus out here in Trinidad saying shalom and stay strong. Shalom.